Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's the 14th of April. Welcome to the Manchester United agenda. I've just been having a lovely chat with Mr. B about why it's completely pointless to go to space. Mr. B, how are you? And do you want to share your views on interstellar travel?
I'm good. I'm good, BT. Obviously, you know, our space guru isn't here today, so it's just going to be me and you. But I have no idea why they're going to go up wave and come back. I said to you, we could have jumped on a train and done it. It wouldn't have been an issue. I don't understand what the palaver is, mate. To be fair, I mean, does Katy Perry still make songs? Is she still relevant? What's the point?
I think it's quite fun that we're putting pop stars into space, but we've got bigger issues to worry about. I just like the fact they go up and they're like, "Oh, that's where I live," and then they come back again.
Yeah, but like, they're not moonwalking. They're not gonna go. You know, I mean, they're not. They've gone on a plane higher than anybody else goes. They might float out of their seat, whoop-de-doo, and then come back.
Yeah, I think it's great that we go to space. Personally,
do you?
Yeah, because all right, when was the first flight? Is it like
they didn't go to space? They didn't go to space. Did you see the piece of shit that they said that they went up in?
What do you mean they didn't go to space,
bruv? Listen. You're talking about the moon landing, right? With that big heavy thing.
Oh right, okay. You're not believing in the moon landing.
Oh, either. What the fuck are you telling me, bathtime? Please, really? Come on,
yeah.
now. I'm not a skeptic, but there was a lot of, you know, like, how did? Do you know what cars were like in the 70s compared to what they are now?
No,
you wouldn't. Fuck off, bathtime. Do you know what? Get stuffed. They were shit.
All right. Yeah.
They've made a rocket that's gone all of that way, that's carried them all of that way, and it's come back. And then you see that big man. I've got so much questions.
You know what? I feel that this is a pointless conversation without the big boss here. Yabba. I feel I need two people to gang up on me as we hear about irradiation belts and things. Should we see who's in the chat?
Yeah, and
also, lads, let us know if you think the moon landings were real or not. We've got Bilal. Big up, guys. Andrew, Martin left because we weren't positive enough. Can't wait to discuss Katy Perry in space. First all-female crew ever. They're making a high pilot in the thing. They went a bit higher than a plane and came back in 11 minutes. Big up, Matty. He can't be with us because it's The Last of Us Part 2 on tonight. Sounds like Bruno's gone to space. His fucking passing has, I'll tell you that. Tyrone, well said, Andrew. Couldn't care less about Katy Perry. Hello to you, Andrew. And hello to Patrick Pillow. You're not a Star Trek fan, Mr. B?
Not one bit, mate. Not one bit.
Me neither, to be honest. Not hugely into Star Wars either, to be honest.
Yeah, you're just into Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I like Lord of the Rings. I also like Stuart, and Stuart will be on this week. I think I've forgotten what day he said, Wednesday. But to be honest, boys, we've got a heavy week. Like with the Champions League tomorrow and Wednesday, if there's extra time, it could be quite late shows.
Fucking hell. You don't be watching us in your bed.
Yeah. Andrew listens to Katy Perry, which they had zero gravity for 4 minutes. Wow, imagine that, like not weighing anything. Simon Warner, good evening to you. I hope that you had a good weekend as well. Still thinking of Casemiro as a number 9. I think it could work. To be perfectly honest, he won't play him as a number 9. There's Ahmad, Mount, even Kobe ahead of him, but I wouldn't mind to see Casemiro as the 9. But how are you doing? It was a Stanley Kubrick pick. Why are you laughing at me? We're laughing at you. We're laughing at Andrew's comment.
Lord have mercy.
Honestly, we get in trouble quite a lot around here.
Yeah, I know. We're getting good at that now.
I'm very good at that right now. Okay, so I think we finished with our main story that was Katy Perry has gone to space. Right, there's been quite a lot going on today. I think actually I'm going to start with the most boring one, which is Delap. It looks like Chelsea are really, really, really going strong for Delap, which I suspect, Mr. B, means that we might need to find a new target.
Yep, and he'll be the same price, 30 million. That they're not going to pay any more than the striker that they wanted. So yeah, he's gone to Chelsea now, and they're going to send back Sancho and pay us the 5 million and laugh at us.
Oh, that can't be what's going to happen. That's awful.
That's what. Listen, there's this rivalry between Bowley and Radcliffe, or Chelsea and Man United. Every player they go in for, we go in for. Every player they go in for, we go in for. And they're going to stick it to us on this one, and they're going to laugh. They mugged us off with Mount. They took Sancho. We were all doing cartwheels. They're not going to finish 14th. He's gone forever. He did his freedom tweet. We thought, you know what, fuck you, because you ain't coming back anyway. And then lo and behold, they're going to pay us the 5 million. They don't care. BT, they don't care. They sold their hotels to themselves and their women's team to themselves. Do you think they care that they're going to give us back Sancho?
No, I don't know. I think that they could be in trouble over all of that. But you have just reminded me that do you think it's personal with Bowley and Ratcliffe? Because of the takeover?
Yeah. I do. I just think that there's a whole load of other issues going on at the moment, and yeah, they've got their thing, and it's now becoming, you know, a bit of a mess.
I wonder if these I've got, you take care of it, Bilal. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like Andrew here is saying I always called it. I am now getting a bit anxious that Rashford, Sancho, and Malacia are going to be back in July.
Is Malacia not doing well for PSV?
No, he's not doing well for PSV at all. But I think the whole point of his loan, which is if you want to flog Luke Shaw or you want to flog Mount after having huge injury problems, that you need to loan them for 6 months or a year before anyone's got any confidence to buy them. So I don't know what Malacia's injury record has been like, but if he's been fairly consistently fit, that's good news, and we can sell him to someone probably at a huge loss, but. He was only
he was cheap. He was cheap. He was like 15. I think we'll get the money back if he's fit. I think we'll get the 15 million, and we've had him for 2 years. So whatever we make on him will be profit. I reckon we'll get close to the 15 million back for him.
Do you know what? Right, you've hit on something just there that I've been thinking about today, which is the 2-year mark. So when we sign a player, we normally sign them on a 4-year contract with an option for another year. Right. Yeah. That means that after 2 years, all we need to do is get half their price in order to break even on it. And I was thinking today, is this going to happen at United? Because, all right, signing Rasmus for 70 million, not a great deal, but surely you can get 35 million for it.
And that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, he's an international striker. He's young. All right, he hasn't made it in the Premier League, but 35 million is kind of the price I would expect Italian, Spanish, French clubs to pay for a striker.
See, I think he's more likely to go back to Italy. I think his stock is still high in Italy, because he left, he left Spain, maybe not so much, but he's proven that he can do in Italy. So yeah, I think an Italian club will do him to do a 35, no problem. Do you think that they would probably contemplate loaning him out for another year?
To make the
Sorry,
profit.
for a year to make the profit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they could. But what I've been thinking about is that, like, I don't think this is a bad strategy, right? To sign a player, and if after 2 seasons they're not doing it, shift them on, and you just have to sell them for half what you bought them for to remain, like, to not damage the finances. But the problem with that is it relies on academy sales, and I'm beginning to worry that is the model that we're going to move to. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't sit right.
Copying Chelsea. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's you see what I mean. There's so much of this. I don't know if he's jealous of the way they run it. I don't know. It just, everything just seems to be coming back to that whole model that they have. I mean, look, I have no problem selling academy prospects. Everybody does it, but I don't want it to be. No, kids don't peak. We're assuming that they're not going to be as good as maybe they want to be, or we think they're going to be. So we're looking at them early as a club. You would like to hope that they're going to get a lot of those things right. I mean, our under 18s and under 21s at the moment, or is it our under 18s? Under 21s. We've got good players. That's the age that I worry about, because obviously Chido's down there. They've got Biancheri who's causing a bit of a stir as well. These are the ones who I kind of want to see moving forward. The tour's coming up at the end of the season. I'm wondering if they're going to blood a lot of these youngsters so that maybe the Brunos and the Rasmuses maybe won't be going.
What do you mean?
We've got the tour at the end of the season, yeah?
I see. Right, yeah, I think I understand.
Yeah, just to get these players as Man United players that they've seen play, so that the main ones get.
Do you not think that they have, like, stuff in the contract for stuff like that, where they expect X amount of players or even a specific player to be playing? Because they've got to sell tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember when, like, the American tour was on, someone was complaining because we started a second team, like in Detroit or something like that, and they'd come to see Rashford and Bruno and not, like, Maxi or Diele and Kobe at the time. I would suspect that those tours, that there's some kind of expectation that you will see a couple of the stars play. I've got a question about Chido I'm going to ask you, but I want to do the comments first. All right. Shout out to Sydney. A lot of this Aaron Wan-Bissaka stuff. Simon, I can't put that up, but I enjoyed it. Would you call Aaron Wan-Bissaka flop at United? Price, yes. Expectation, yes. But he did get 2 trophies. He was quite popular, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was a flop, but I think he had to go.
He just, for me, the reason he flopped is we spent a huge amount of money on him. Like, it's about 50 million, wasn't it?
50 mil, yeah.
And we expected him, like, he was, we all know what he was good at. He was one of the best, like, defensive, like, slide tackling, all that kind of stuff. But because he was an ex-winger, we expected him to really develop the attacking side of his game. And it didn't really, we didn't use it, or it didn't develop.
Or maybe, maybe he was scared. I don't know, but yeah, he wasn't what we expected. Defensive, you're right. Defensively, he was bang on. But yeah, it's just the other part of the game, isn't it? The Trent side of the game that he didn't have.
Yeah, so that's why I think he flopped, because we bought him with an expectation and he got nowhere near that expectation. But he did occasionally do Ronaldinho-like stuff, just like randomly. Just go. I remember against City, he dribbled past like 4 players.
And that's the problem. It was so random.
Yeah.
So random.
Sydney, I don't like bollocks, to be honest. And I think that what you're talking about here is bollocks. United need to sell their players better. This has been an issue since 2009. Have only sold a handful over the 40 million pound mark. Yeah, I completely agree with you. But,
handful? I don't even think it's a handful. What we do? Ronaldo,
Di Maria.
Okay, yeah, because we got our money back for Di Maria, didn't we? Suppose Lukaku on there.
Yeah. I can't think of anyone else that we sold for over 40 million.
Bex?
Bex was like not 2009. He was like 2004 or something.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
And we very nearly got Ronaldinho, but we got Ronaldo instead, so not bad.
Yeah. Not too bad.
Mark Igate, thank you for your kind comments. We've been sold alive by Sir Jim. I tell you what, Sir Jim isn't the one out there like pissing about on the ball. Oh, Simon, I'll tell you what, we'll have this conversation about Amorim after I've done the comments, because I'm turning myself. Sorry, there's something wrong with my device. Okay, don't worry about it. But Bilal, you just enjoy yourself. I'll do the admin. That's not Mark Igate.
No, it's not. Put it back. When you said it.
Sorry. That's Mark Coram as Mark Igate. I'm so sorry, Mark Gemini.
I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you pretty soon, Mark. Just to
Is that a threat?
No, it's not at all. His missus is having a birthday party, and I got my invite, so I'm just telling him I'll be there. So save my bottle of drink.
Nice one. Sorry, Mark. All right. First of all, Mr. B, where is Cheeto?
With Katy Perry?
He's not good enough, is he yet?
I don't think they think he's ready yet. The fact that the young defender came in, Heaven came in, Amas is now in. I'm not sure they think that he's ready, and I'd rather that if he's not ready, don't play him. If he's not ready, don't play him. Don't especially in the team, especially in this team that we've got now. I wouldn't play him. It's going to be interesting now. Xerxes out to see what the bench is going to be like, because if he's not ready, don't put him on the bench. I don't want them to put him on the bench to stop him from playing in the under 21s. To see he's got bits and pieces, granted, but he has to have something for Arsenal to have been in the Arsenal academy, and for us to have done what we did to take him away from them. But maybe he's not ready, and I have no problem if he's not ready to keep him playing in the under 21s.
Yeah, I think actually we might have handled it quite well, because we got him involved in some games. We got him involved with first team training, had a look at him and thought, do you know what? This isn't the best thing for his development, i.e., he's not ready. So he's got experience of the Premier League. And if we need him, he's been on the bench, traveled with the team. He's been through like video analysis, tactic sessions with all the big boys and senior pros. And it's not going to be like scary anymore, or it's not going to be intimidating. So I do wonder, like, this has to be an opportunity for someone, for Makeda Part 2 out there, because Rasmus, does anyone know if Rasmus has finished a match this year, one that he started?
Must have been the early ones, probably. But towards the end, definitely not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Andrew is saying that Cheetah hasn't been very good in the youth, and he likes a Mass Morehouse and a Fletcher. Cheetah's a bit selfish in front of goal. I don't know about you, Mr. B. I don't really care about selfish in front of goal.
Neither do I. Van Nistelrooy was selfish in front of goal.
Yeah. And obviously Simon is getting ready for his Anana comments. Oh, Anana man. Well, apparently Anana man is they like him in Saudi Arabia.
I heard, and the agent that he changed to is very gifted at moving players to Saudi Arabia. And he, they were, he didn't have to go in there with his agent this morning. He did. So hopefully there's going to be some movement in that. I really, really hope we get some movement in that. We're not going to get our 50 million. I accept that. We've had him for 2 years, so we'll take 25. They must be able to get into Saudi for 30 mil. 5 pence profit, and we can go and invest it on another goalkeeper. I have no problem, but he has to go. BT, there's no way on God's green earth that that's the one position you want. Just do the bloody basics. Catch, dive, parry. Come out for crosses. I know it sounds
Yeah.
If I make it sound simple, but we've got Yabba who saved 2 penalties. Do you know how long it's going to take Yabba to get down? To get down to save the penalty. So if
that's what the song is,
right? Come on, he's not here to. He's not here. He's not here. But I know he's probably listening, or he's probably to be fair. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I reckon, like, it's what my initial thought was when I heard like Anana to Saudi Arabia is that people like Ronaldo have seen him and said, "I'd love him in this league as long as he's not on my team."
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to go to his team. He can go to another one. They don't tend to buy him for the league and then allocate them afterwards. I just want him gone. Just of a season that has been so I don't remember a good point in the season so far. So that would be a small sprinkling of sugar on a big shower of shit. Do you know what I mean? I want him on BT. Just Amorim's not an idiot. Amorim's not an idiot. There's no way that look, we had Bayinde come in there. Oh, good grief. He's brainless. The kick out for whatever goal it was. He made did he make a save in the game?
Yeah. He kind of parried a cross out poorly. And then he recovered really well from an Isaac volley.
Oh yes, he did. So he atoned for his own error then.
Yeah.
If Anana's the best that the club have got, Jesus. We are just get him gone. Get his agent in. Whatever the agent wants to ask for, let's just get it done, man. Just get it done.
I agree. I think like even if it sort of costs you a bit of money, you've he's become he's just become an emblem, a totem of like everything that's going wrong. And I saw like Kino on Sky this morning talking about how when Amorim turned up, I bet he could not believe how shit the players were.
Oh like, God!
I mean, maybe this is why like Rasmus, would it be better if there was a goalkeeper that could save the ball, like in training?
Yeah, and I saw somebody say that today. That's why they hit the ball so far. I mean, we said it about Rashford, him dribbling past all of the players in training. So when he goes onto the pitch and realizes, oh shit, they actually do make a tackle, he doesn't know. You could be right. We've got no goal, nobody to test themselves on, and maybe that's where your point about having specific trainers, and I always poo-pooed it, but if they're goalkeepers, then maybe you're right. Maybe I would go down that avenue.
Have you heard this, Mr. B, about Modric?
No.
He's a minority owner in Andrew's football club now, Swansea City. And I saw it today, like on Twitter or something. And for a minute, I thought that Modric had signed for Swansea. Seems like he's holding the shirt up.
He has got a
Minority
stake in Swansea City Football Club.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
It's just all part of his master plan to meet Andrew and give him the balls or something.
Andrew said blood.
Andrew. Oh, this is an annoying one, Mr. B. Because I'm very tempted to ban someone that I'm only 99% sure.
Oh dear. Dear.
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew, you're funny, man.
Yeah, I forgot what we're talking about, to be honest.
Onana, man.
Yeah, man. Who are you, like, if you're the manager, I think I start by Inder.
I would.
Like,
I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play him again for the rest of the season, bro. I would not play him. I wouldn't play him. He has cost. He single-handedly kicked us out of the Champions League last season. People seem to forget that, you know.
We should have beaten Bayern at home, which would have been the first time in like 14 years that they'd lost.
Right, and we've got no chance that that's going to happen again. You know, unless we're doing it on. It's not going to happen again. Bath time. Yeah. You know, for another 5 years, we're never going to be in the same. So, you know, I'm not just fuck off, man. 2 years of bullshit. You know, and then I'll play Bayinda. I would play him. If Onana wants to sulk, that's fine. That's no problem. You've had your opportunity, and you've made error after error after error. You know, you wind up the Leon crowd. You go out there with your headphones on. He was out there before the game, bath time, with his fucking iPod on, touching the goal. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Oh, Johnny Big Boy, and then you go and play like that.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I wanted to brick him. just
that message is the funniest thing I've read for ages. You sent me about that.
God, I swear, I just, you know, when somebody just breaks you bath time.
Yes.
You know, these are professional. That's what I'm saying. Amorim can't be an idiot. He cannot be an idiot. He can't be. Get him gone.
I think for me, right, because we've seen Onana make mistake after mistake, you can keep Bayinda in after making one clanger in a match. Like, you've kind of got a track record of, like, supporting a player. And I hope that Amorim says to Onana, like, you got all these offers coming in, good for you and stuff, but, you know, I want to support my player and things. And I think that Bayinda needs to just get out there and put that poor performance behind him. And then we've got Wolves, Bournemouth, and Brentford, which are going to be horrible games, Mr. B. I think how strong those teams are. Physically.
I'll be honest. I don't see us winning another Premier League game. I don't know where the wins are going to come from. The Europa, I don't know where this blind faith is coming from. Maybe I think that we're stronger than the European teams. It's a physical thing now. That's what it's got down to. Defensively, I think we're okay. Ish. But we've got issues in other places. And now Zex, he's obviously done his hamstring, dribbling past two players and sprinting at 7.47 miles an hour. We're done. I don't see how it works. Rasmus came on and did exactly what he's been doing in every other game that I've seen him playing, with him leading the line. I mean, what I'm hoping is that maybe Mount will be able to start, or maybe he'll give Kobe the start in the number 10. You know,
He looks so weird, Kobe, at the moment.
As in,
like his body shape and his haircut and things. I just don't remember him like looking like that. He looks like he's put a lot of weight on, like muscle, or maybe he's grown or something. Like
I mean, maybe he has. Maybe I would rather our players bulked up than stayed like Rashford. Can you imagine
yeah,
Rashford with an extra few kilos on his frame? Look at Bellingham.
just yeah,
Bellingham
man.
went Real Madrid, man, and you see him now. He is a beast. Man's not shoving Bellingham off the board. You know, so if that's what Kobe's done, he's
He had
realized
a
in that
fight today.
position. Who did?
Bellingham. They had a big fight in Real Madrid training with Bellingham at the heart of it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I
Well, listen,
suspect that Vinny Jr. will be involved somehow. But
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
chat.
okay. I know Mbappe got sent off the last game. Did you see the tackle?
No, I heard it was bad.
Ooh.
Is it like above the knee?
No, it was below. It was kind of the calf, but
Right.
you
Oh,
know
from behind.
yeah, kind of went down and he kind of went on the calf, but he went to do him. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
Maybe listen, that Arsenal loss has opened up a whole load of kick-ass. Rudiger and Bellingham. Oh, maybe it was a tackle.
Maybe. The thing is Rudiger, but honestly, that guy is sensational in lots of stuff he does. But he's so unserious. Like he was pissing about in the World Cup against Japan. Then the Japanese beat them. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, he's I'd have him. I would have him in my team.
He's one of the best defenders in the world.
Yeah. He's horrible. And can imagine what he's like in training. You have to learn to dribble. You know, you have to learn to get away from players because he's one of the. I think he looks like one of those 100% players in training as well.
Right, Tyrone. What was the name of the girl in the? No, what was the nationality of the girl in the lift? Because I don't think you are Tyrone, and I know Tyrone knows the answer to that question, and only he does. So if you can just pop that in, or I'm going to ban who I think it is. I saw a good comment from Simon, which is that Palace are looking to spend that Elise money on Rashford. Do you have a price tag for it, Simon? Because I'm a bit worried the fee is going to start dropping to 25, 30 for Rashford, like if he doesn't go Villa.
I don't think Villa are going to take him. I don't think Villa are going to take him. Rashford's going to have to take a fairly significant pay cut.
Unless we pay him.
They're not doing. I don't see them doing that. I don't see them. We're broke enough as it is.
I know, but he is kind of like, you know, you have like statement signings where, like with Anthony, one of the arguments was, look, we know we're paying over the top, but this is for a new manager and it's, you know, it's representative of his new reign and all that kind of stuff. This might be the first statement kind of sacking for a manager where it's just I think we did this to Lukaku with Ollie, didn't we? Didn't we? It didn't matter. We just had to get rid of him. No, Fellaini. It was Fellaini. Just get rid of him, like to sort of usher in a new era.
And that's the thing is, I think Rashford was told about his World Cup place by Tuchel before, when Tuchel came in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that got him the move. It made sure that it got him the move.
Yeah.
I look at him and he's doing exactly the same things that he did with us, running into players. You know, they played him up front. We know he can't play up front, and he done exactly what I expected him to do. I just don't see Villa keeping him. I think the club need to have a contingency plan and a price that they will take, because Villa aren't going to take him for 40 mil. They might take him for 25, but then his wages are still going to be a big issue for them.
Do you think he had to be persuaded to go to Villa on loan? Because I think you're right about Tuchel, and Villa were probably the only Champions League club that were like willing to. I mean, it all makes sense. Champions League, but Birmingham to Manchester's nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like, doesn't it doesn't need to get a hotel or something. But it's Aston Villa, who I know they're a massive club. I know they're like founding member of the league and all of this, but the impression I have of Rashford is that he's got his sights set a lot higher than Villa. And even if Villa do something incredible this week and end up in the semis of the European Cup, I don't think that he would see that as his destination.
Yeah, agreed. He wants to go to Barcelona and not get paid. And where does he play in that team? That's these players have to think. I know you've got ambition, you've got pride. As a player, you've got a lot of self-confidence, but Rafinha's having the best season he's had ever. And then they've got what's his name? Lamau? Is it Lamau?
Yeah,
on the other side.
Lamau.
I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? He'd be better off staying at Villa or trying to get a move to Villa.
What's so crazy this to be is that he was our Yamal, Rashford. He was a teenager that came out of nowhere with this super skilled set, an incredible physique for someone of that age. And this is what he turned into, man. An accountancy issue. So, honestly, he annoys me so much, Rashford. Do you know what I mean? I remember everyone used to say that Souness was like kind of like fixated on Pogba and that it was a colour thing and stuff. But I kind of understand it. It's that they could have been so much more than that. They had everything.
I think it was a club. I think it was a club. I just think as a club, they just let these players rule the roost and they did what they want. There was nobody to. Just nobody.
Made Ollie apologise. At Atlanta away, I think.
I remember that press conference. I remember the press because he caned him before it, and then I mean, it's let's talk about something. Is there any uplift? Is there any good news?
Yes.
Is there any good news?
There's some great news. Jean-Claude Blanc has been moved out of the boardroom to become a sort of roving ambassador or something.
So is that good news?
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
That's another decision that they got wrong.
No, I think they got this decision completely right. Where Blanc was at Juventus and PSG, and at Juventus his remit was to build a new stadium,
which he's done.
Which I think that this to me suggests that most of the kind of I think that this is about the stadium, and basically he's laid the groundwork. They're all pretty happy with it, and that's job accomplished. And he was also brought into Ineos like 2 years ago. And I think that his role was more about getting the takeover over the line and sort of rolling this, getting plans on the stadium going. And he's kind of done, and he's accomplished what he needed to do. That's my reading of it.
You could be right. And rather than sack him, they've just given him another role. So is that a waste of money?
I don't think so, because look, you look at him at PSG and Juventus, two of the biggest clubs in Europe, like arguably the biggest club in France and Italy. I'm not sure about Italy, but someone who's incredibly well connected in football and hugely respected as well, I believe. And having him on is good. Like, he's sort of like he's someone who can sort of share, because he doesn't have like a specific job or whatever it is. Like, well, he does have a specific job. He's just not in the boardroom. You can still draw on his expertise. You can still get him involved in projects and things. Like, do you remember when we did all those mad takeover shows about all the people we thought were going to come in? Hello to Eddie's Football.
Remember?
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember, like, Blanc was the one that, like, I think we were really excited about, not just because of its name meaning white, black.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. The confidence he said it with. But I think that he's a really good addition to have, because with Wilcox, Barada, Blanc, we've done all right getting people that look pretty good into the club. It's now they've got to deliver, And I think Blanc is the one that has unequivocally delivered. Oh, Stuart, I can't even watch Napoli. It breaks my heart. I watched 10 minutes, saw McTominay striding about like a sort of, I don't know, velociraptor stepping on Lego, and then just boffing one in from 20 yards. And I'm like, I've got to watch Agate now. I can't be watching that man. Got to watch Agate and Casemiro trying to, awful. But yeah, I think that's good news.
Okay, well, a little bit of bad news then. Our agents' fees.
Oh, did you see that?
How the fuck can the club justify sacking all of these people, not giving people packed lunches, and you pay agents' fees? It wasn't. I didn't see 33 million, did I?
You did.
I don't understand bath time. They're supposed to be broke. All of these people that they're just arseholes. They're arseholes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do you remember when we were doing the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and I was like making players more expensive than their market value, and was banging on about agent fees and how, if you sign, I don't know who it was John David?
I remember. The Leo, is it? Yeah, you were right, and I said no, and you said yeah. Well, I will apologize to you, bath time.
No, that's not the point, right? That's not the point. The point is that like Chelsea, I don't know. Do you see how much they spent?
I didn't. I just looked at. To be honest,
60.
I was so. Sorry.
60. They spent 60 million over on agents' fees, and Manchester City spent like 52, I think.
Oi, oi, oi.
But do you know the thing that we're not considering, right? Is it's not just players coming in, it's players going out. And I wonder about Greenwood, for example, if we had to pay some cash to someone there.
30, right. So oh my God. Chelsea, 60 million. But you see, Chelsea shift, you could be right there. Chelsea shift a lot of players in and out, don't they? But that's a disgusting figure, though, man.
That's the price of doing business. It's these agents that.
Because you look, Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool agents. Oh my God! Liverpool didn't buy anybody. 20 million, and they didn't buy anybody.
Renewal. Who have they renewed?
That's 3. Salah and Van Dijk, isn't it?
That's now. That's like yesterday or something. That can't have been.
So I don't understand how it can be. Yeah, because this is from February 2004 to February 2005. They didn't buy any players.
Like, where's Bart and Sydney? There's literally no point you being here except for this one moment. Why have you spent that amount of money on agents' fees? Like, have you sold someone or bought someone? Because we can work out how much the cut is based on the amount of players you've signed or sold in a year.
I mean, they didn't buy. I'm sure they didn't buy anybody.
And look, he comes in with this, and I don't even think he's trolling. But why have you spent 20 million on agents' fees? Who's that money gone to? So that we might be able to work something out here.
50 to 30, 24. Newcastle 24.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just little parasites around football, and they've smartened up since Riola, where they don't take 10% of their players' stuff anymore. They do it in the transfer. Wow. And that's why I think so many players are leaving on freeze or running their contract down. I think their agents are kind of encouraging it.
But after you as a player,
yes,
if you're happy at a club and your agent says he wants you to move, why are you moving? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it sounds to me like a lot of agents have a lot of power. Like, maybe this is just me being blind and, not knowing the full information. But if I'm happy at my workplace, I'm not going anywhere.
I mean, all right, this is like what my guess is and stuff like that, is that if you're a top player, like if you're a Premier League player, from the age of 14, 15, 16, you're going to be well above everyone else, right? It's going to be very obvious that you're going to be it's going to be very obvious that they know you're going to be a good player. So the best agents, the best agencies are going to get you. And then a bit like, do you remember Zlatan's career of like staying maybe 2-3 years?
2 years
at a
and
top
moving.
Club?
Yeah.
I think that these guys are kind of like parental figures and stuff like that. And they try and give a plan to a player now. Like, like maybe an Mbappe or something. You're going to spend this amount of time at PSG, then we'll move you to Real Madrid or something on a free transfer, and they kind of all plan it out. So it's not like they're not making sort of like the day-to-day decisions that me and you make about our job and stuff. It's that they have planned out what club, what country they want to play in and things like that. And, they must bring their wives and their family on board with it somehow. But yeah, I think that the top players are planned. And I think that every player in world football probably wants to be in the Premier League, or a lot of them want to be in the Premier League.
I get it. So do you think it's better to have the homegrown players then, like the Maylus?
Well, you can pay them less.
And yeah, but then I suppose you have to start paying them what they're worth, I suppose.
No, you never do. They always get paid.
No, I know they always get paid until they move, and then. But let's hope that it changes. I think he's staying anyway. To be fair, I think he's staying now.
Who, Kobe?
Yeah.
I hope so, because he was the one bright spark against Newcastle. I mean, he came on, lost the ball once or twice, but then just the quality of his passing. It doesn't matter if it's 5 yards, 15, 20, the pace on the ball. Just lovely to see. He's one of the few players in that team with quality. And he is scored the winner in an FA Cup final, played in a European Championship final. I'm sure we can find a place for him in a team that is going to be in 15th not too soon.
And probably end in 16th. I mean, look, Amorim talked him up a lot in the week. I just want him to get fit. Don't rush him back, but get these guys, get him ready to roll. Especially look, he ain't going to do. There's no international football. So these players should have a half decent rest. Don't get injured before the rest of the season, so he can enjoy his holiday and come back. But Ahmad is back on the grass.
Yeah.
He posted a video today, so hopefully he's not too far away. I just question if we've got nothing to play for, are you bringing him back before the end of the season?
Only for Europe. So no is essentially the answer there, because we're in this position that I'm sure like fans of other clubs have been in, like Sydney and Bar and maybe Andrew Swansea, where the season is just petered to this shit ending in April. Like I'm not actually that sure if we are safe, to be honest, looking at a fixture list, but.
No, but points wise, we're definitely safe. We were never in. Yeah, we're not in that. Even if the rest of them suddenly pick up form, I don't think that that's going to be an issue for us. To be fair,
I agree, and I also don't think that the sort of money that we get from being 3 or 4 places higher is actually going to make a huge amount of difference. So what we've got. And combine this with the fact that there's no international football. We've got a huge amount of time to kind of like rest players and get them fit for next season. And I think that's where Amorim's focus will actually be. Like it will be what the team's going to look like, how it's going to play, and who's going to be in it. Like on when season start, 19th of August, 20th of August, something like that. They always make it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, again, and then where are they going? So they go Malaysia one time, and then
We're
US.
going States.
Yeah, to play the crap version of the Premier League teams. We're not even playing the big boys. We're not even playing the Arsenals, and I think it's Bournemouth and Brighton and Newcastle, I think.
Yeah. Oh, God. And they're all so strong and powerful. But speaking of strong and powerful men, Amorim is reported to have gone absolutely berserk today. Like, the reports are, I'll just check to make sure I don't get this wrong, is that there was an emergency first team meeting where he just bollocked everyone. Like, players weren't really allowed to speak. He bollocked them all. And it's about who's going to be here next season, etc. And then he went off with Garnacho to do a meet and greet with some kids.
Did he actually? Did he actually do the meet and greet? I heard that he cancelled the meet and greet.
No, he did the meet and greet. He did. He's a good guy, Amorim. Like, he didn't want to let children down. Like, so, and he took Garnacho with him, which is nice because he's like the young superstar, as it were. But I wonder what the atmosphere was like between them, because Garnacho ain't pulling up threes and he's been put out of the squad before. I imagine it could be quite frosty. But
no, I think it would have been all right. Our bigger game is the game upcoming. It was always bigger than the one. So Garnacho got his goal. He got taken off. As they say, they wrapped him in cotton wool. Will he do that again? No, I doubt it against Leon. But it is what it is now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just what worries me is that the players were silent, because for me, I think it's much more productive if they lock the doors and everyone has a big fight where.
Yeah, but then you don't want your manager being involved in that.
No, look, he's responsible for some stuff that is going on as well.
Yeah.
Like, so for example, Victor Lindelof is, I know I rate Victor Lindelof a bit higher than other people do, and I can't believe he's managed to do, even I can't believe he's managed to do it again and get back in the team for like 5 games. Do you remember everyone laughing at me when I said Victor Lindelof always finds a way? He's found it again.
Yeah, maybe he injures the players in training. Maybe I mean, he started the last 5 Prem games. I mean, that alone is disbelief. I think the fact that we play with 3 centre backs, maybe he's given him that little bit, and I think they probably are wrapping Delap. You know, they want Delap back for. I mean, maybe he'll be back for this game. God knows, but. Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible that he always
Swedish
speaks
captain, isn't it? Like, I reckon Lindelof actually might be very, very good around the club and things. Like, he also did he save some old woman from getting knifed or something a couple of years ago?
Lindelof? Did he?
I think so. I think he did. Yeah. Lindelof plays to have to be saving Delap and Maguire. I wonder if Lindelof actually might be a bit of a leader, and with people like Harry Amass in the team, like Amorim sees the value in having him. But what I would want from these meetings where like Amorim is bollocking them is for someone like Lindelof to say, you've got me as a centre-back in midfield with my back to goal. We're trying to play out of a press. Like, it doesn't work. Like, we can't do this. Like, there aren't. And you look at players like Haaland and Darwin Núñez, attackers, they find it extremely difficult to play with their back to goal in the Premier League. Like, it's genuinely the hardest thing to do in football. The easiest thing is the ball in front of you, looking at the whole pitch and no one in your way. The hardest thing is the ball behind you, a defender on your back, and all you can see is a goal.
Yeah, but then wouldn't you want to improve as a player?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And this is these are the things that you're captain, but if this is a weakness that you've got, then work on it. You know what I mean? It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
But it's once again square pegs in round holes, and I want them to have this conversation as a collective. where I think Amorim has to bend a little bit on this system. I'm not saying go to a 4-3-3 or something like that, but when it was so apparent against Newcastle that we couldn't play out of the press. Like, you know, Ugarte and Lindelof both kind of got pinched in a way for their first goal. We're unable to get past it, and we're also unable to go long because Xerxes lost every single header against Shah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah. Look, chat, regulate yourself. Bilal, I trust you, but don't be imposing ethics on other people. It's just a Manchester United fan channel with 19 of you watching. Don't worry about it too much.
Yeah, we're not. It's not that deep. The only person you need to be worried about is the person you need to be worried about.
Yeah.
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 Everybody else, they've been here long enough to understand what the deal is. You know what I mean? So just wind it down just a little bit, please.
It's
just
a
little bit.
Just don't worry about morally policing things and stuff. We want to have an inclusive environment that includes dickheads, to be honest, because I'm one, and so this
so am I.
Yeah. This is our place. But yeah, you know what, like Mr. B, do you manage like kids basically, or do you manage men?
No, I manage men. I couldn't do kids. I couldn't do kids. I cuss too much.
But if you got your squad in for a bollocking, like you'd let them talk back to you, wouldn't they? Wouldn't you? Like a kind of a sort of discussion.
Are you fucking mad?
No. Well, yes, but why?
No. This. I very rarely. In the beginning, I did. I think. Just as you grow, you learn to. I think I've got a lot mellower. I mean, I've had a rant twice this season. One half-time in the game, and one full-time in the game. And trust me, if anybody had opened their fucking mouth to me, they wouldn't have been playing for me again.
Right, okay.
And then I said what I said, and I left. I said what I said. I got my point out. I don't pick on individual players. You're this, you're that, you made this mistake. It's a collective. But what I did do, I made all of my points out, and I just left them. I went and did what mine like on a Saturday over the weekend anyway. So I left them to it. I couldn't. I'm not a professional, and these aren't professional players, but I think there's a level of respect where you pick these players for a reason, and if they fall below the standards, then I think they're supposed to get it. But no, don't talk to me back, or you won't be playing again. That's straight.
All right, that's fair. That's your club culture, I suppose, isn't it? Like, I've had like arguments with managers before in the past, like not like you are a dickhead, etc., and stuff like that. It's more about like sort of style of play and stuff like that. Like, because my dislike of playing out from the back and stuff. Like, I've had a lot of arguments over the years about how we shouldn't be doing this, and a lot of the time when things are going right, no problem, no problem with it if we're winning and stuff. But when you're on a bad run, I find that like changing rooms and coaches and things come together, and in that you get quite a lot of arguments about like sort of fundamental things. So maybe you're right on this because I haven't managed, and that after a shit show like Newcastle, because we didn't expect to win. He picked a bad team, but he's still you've gone and lost by 4 goals, and you shouldn't lose a match by more than 4 goals. Certainly, if you're not
professional, not professional, not a professional footballer, but we've seen it before. BT from the team, it's been going on for years. It's just it's. Oh boy.
Yeah, I kind of want them to fight back a little bit. Like,
I do.
That fight on the pitch.
I would love a rumor came out that said Bruno punched somebody in his mouth or had him up against the wall or Maguire. Yeah, I would leak something like that where it shows that these players really do give a shit. Do you know what I mean? Because
fight in training.
Say again.
I'm trying to think of the last time something like that happened at United. It's got to be, is it Van Nistelrooy and Ronaldo? When have we had a fight at the club that we know about? Between like current players, not like Schmeichel and Keane.
Yeah, but they were winners. Maybe that's the difference. I'm going to assume Zlatan fucking throttled somebody at some.
I think he did something to Eric Bailey, didn't he? Didn't he? Like Bailey kept kung fu kicking him, and
yeah, wasn't that more of a playful? Wasn't that more of a playful one?
Zlatan, no. I remember Zlatan made Pogba sit on the floor in an interview that he gave once, and Pogba was an £80 million signing. Zlatan knew what he was doing. Like Zlatan was showing who is the big boy.
He had that aura.
Pogba sit on the floor in an interview. I miss Zlatan a lot.
Oh no, what we miss is oh shit, I've forgotten the word I had.
Miss Key.
Characters.
Yeah,
we don't have. I mean, football's losing their characters, but we definitely don't have any characters at Old Trafford.
Well, I think the characters you get now are more like kind of Declan Rice's, who are like nice in interviews and they play.
But that's the training. That's all of that media malarkey. You know, you want something.
It's just boring.
Yeah. You know, the same line they're going to trot out, the same line the managers are going to trot out.
Oh, like, I just...
Where's his voice?
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a really good one, actually. Yeah. And probably, I bet you Van Gaal had to have done something, man. I mean...
Of course, he was nuts. He was nuts. Yeah, he was nuts.
But I just, like, do you think we'll get a reaction from the players?
On Wednesday? On Thursday?
Thursday, yeah.
Yes. Will it be enough? I'm not sure. And even if we do get the reaction, do we have the players with the ability? Some of these players are going to have to play better than they've played all season, or somebody who... Maybe it's going to be a Kobe. Maybe it's going to be a Mount, because one of them has to start. One of those players has to start on Thursday.
Just because of personnel, isn't it?
It's no Xerxes, so it has to be one of them. Who's your money on?
Mount. He's had more minutes.
Yeah, I would take Mount as well.
I mean, I genuinely really, really like it if we played Mount, Kobe, and Bruno as the front three.
At home?
Yep. Put Bruno at false 9, and he can swap with Mount, he can swap with Kobe. He's played Kobe at false 9. But we kept Rasmus on the bench. Played those three. Marc Ugarte, Casemiro in the midfield.
Wow.
Because you're going to get running from those three for one. Like, they're three of our...
And though they're intelligent, there are three probably more intelligent players, aren't they? Are we giving Mount too much credit here?
No, Mount's won a European Cup. Like, Mount got Chelsea Player of the Season for two seasons in a row. Mount is, when he's on it, he's a bit like Shaw. We can't be complaining about his quality at a time like this. Mount is more than good enough to play for Manchester United at this point in time.
Yeah, I hear that. So you go with Casemiro and Ugarte.
I'll go, and then I'd go Delap and Dorgu, I guess. And I'd be very tempted to go Shaw. It probably have to be Maguire and Yoro.
You go Shaw over Mazraoui, and Shaw's had half a game.
No, sorry. What I meant Shaw for Dorgu.
Oh my God!
I'd be tempted to go for Shaw.
Even more of a risk. The fact that Shaw's had even less. He'll be done. Shaw plays that, he'll be finished.
The thing is that we need the result to keep the season alive.
No, I understand
That's
that.
why.
But can you imagine if you start Shaw and Shaw comes off injured again?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
And
mean? We
this
already
is a
hate
good
him.
point. I don't like. You know, like there's always this girl. You know she's problems, but you can't help yourself. I'm that way about Luke Shaw, and even on Sunday, he did something to me where I think
Delivery.
him and Mount combined, and he just motored up the pitch, and then he hit in a really good, like from the position, he hit in a really good cross to Rasmus, and Rasmus actually headed it, and it was just, I was seeing the quality that I would expect from
Better
a
players.
Manchester United player. Yeah, and I thought he's got me. He's got me again.
He's got you again. Bath time. Come on, don't.
Well, because one slight issue I have with Mazraoui is he's not courageous enough when he gets the book. Like, you know, Delap will run somewhere, pass it back to Mazraoui. I want to see Mazraoui whip it in from that position. And I know Shaw would. So maybe Shaw at left centre-back isn't the worst thing in the world. And you play Shaw, Yoro, Mazraoui.
I'm not dropping Euro.
Yeah.
Euro. I just think every game he plays, he's improving. So for me, it's Euro, Maguire. I can't. I know what you're saying about Shaw, but I can't have him. He's going to get injured again.
Yeah.
He hasn't
can't trust him.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think we can. So I would go Mazraoui. I would go Mazraoui. I mean, I'm not going to say Shaw doesn't play that role better than Mazraoui does, but I'm not having Shaw coming in yet. Give it, maybe if we get to the semi-final, the second leg of the semi-final, by then he would have had enough minutes in his leg.
Let's say he gets all the minutes in, and he's okay. I know this is a big if. Would you prefer him at left back or at left wing back or left centre?
Left wing back. Left wing back. Yeah, he'll be better than Dorgu. I don't believe he would be that much better than Mazraoui in that position. But over Dorgu, it's a massive improvement. And obviously, Andrew's now saying that he would play Amas before Shaw. I mean, Amas technically is very, very good. He's better technically than Dorgu. I just don't think he's physical. He's got the physicality that maybe they want. But I think technically, would you start Amas over Dorgu on Thursday?
Yeah, no, not over Dorgu. I mean, I would like Dorgu out of the team, to be honest.
Fair enough.
But I think that if I was Amas and I played and I think I did my job, and all right, made an error, but young player, you have to expect that they're going to make errors because they don't have experience. You can't buy it, you can't train it. You just have to accept that they're going to do stuff like that. And he did something stupid by sliding at the back post. If he stays on his feet, they don't score that goal, in my opinion. But that's why you kind of have to play him, because otherwise you're throwing him in. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying to start him, but he has to play.
He has to get some game time.
Yeah, he has to come on and things like that. And he's also rare, bright spark. But for me, where are you with Dorgu at the moment? I know I went early on him.
He's been here 2 months. I understand. I do understand the faults that you see in him. I get it totally because I see them. But I just think these are things that can be ironed out. He's been thrown into a new country,
True.
As a 20-year-old, new league. Maybe doesn't say no the area. We was talk about not knowing, but if you're living out of a hotel and training it's not the same. If he's then got I look at the sort of, the house buying part of it. Does he have a girlfriend? Would he be trusting her to buy the house? Is it his mum coming over from Lecce looking to buy the house? Do the club have these people in place that will help them, not just pop them off at the Lowry and tell them who to get to training, but they live, it's just right. And these are the things that
this is what Bruno and Maguire should be doing, in my opinion, is buddy system. When Sancho and Haaland were at Dortmund, Haaland was basically told, "You're big brother to Sancho now. You need to make sure he's on."
But maybe there was a reason for that. Sancho probably wouldn't have bloody turned up, would he?
Yeah, but like, look, I've gone to live in lots of different countries and stuff, and I obviously quite liked it. I'm of a certain character, but when you do get off the plane and all that kind of stuff, if you are by yourself, you would not believe how difficult basic things are. Like, where do you go to buy milk? How do you pay your bills? How do you open a bank account? What the fuck is a TV license? When are the bins collected?
The stuff like that. That's stuff like that the agents do, and that's my point. Because Carlton Cole, he said when he retired, he didn't even know how to pay for car insurance because the agents did all of this stuff for them by time. You know what I mean? From a young age, they know you just concentrate on playing football. We'll do everything else. So when they find out that they don't have car insurance, half the time they didn't know they didn't have car insurance. It's the agent that was, you know what I mean? So, sometimes it's better to have family involved because, they've got your best interest at heart and it's not always about making the money, Well,
I saw that Hania Mas has moved in with, is it Chido, I think? Like, he would have been in Diggs, but him and Cheetah have like got a house together.
See, and those are the things. Those are the things that I like.
Yeah,
I like the fact that they're living together. And I like the fact that Euro got a yellow card for shoving the player out the way because he was picking on these. It was, but these, we don't. For me, we don't see enough of this in our team. Players backing up each other. You know what I mean? I was so happy that he got the card.
Left. Fred used to do it all the time.
Yeah, agreed.
And it stopped when Fred left. And this is why I talk about I'm not completely convinced by Bruno as a captain and why I wasn't convinced by Maguire as captain, because I've said it all the time and stuff. Captaincy, it doesn't really it's not a huge issue on the pitch. It's off the pitch because your captain should be someone who's very organised and busy, in my opinion, and sorting things out. And I'd love to see more of this from Bruno. Maybe he does it. We're not sure. But all he really seems to do is like get on the phone and talk to people on Instagram and stuff. I don't know. I don't know, Mr. B. I still think, I know I talk about this a lot, I think it all goes back to Van Gaal clearing that dressing room out. You look at Keane's reaction to what happened yesterday, and he was saying that every game for Manchester United is a big game. You don't get to pick and choose the games that are big. And before this match, I think that me, yourself, and others kind of wrote this game off a little bit because it's Thursday that's the big one.
Yeah.
And I think the standards have slipped a little bit with the players. It doesn't matter with us, really, does it? It does matter with them.
No. Yeah. I just thought it would on foot, but I just thought the season to be finished on Thursday, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, man.
Because if the
can you imagine penalties? Anana bloody misses one and lets them all in and stuff, and we've got to sit here and take it like a bunch of dickheads.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that.
You didn't watch along?
No, I might not be able to see the game. I know. I might not be able to see the game at home. Wherever I am, I will be able to see it. But it's just life and people's situations. And when you find out it's Thursday, it's like, some things you can't really say no to.
Yeah.
And, it's just one of those things. I'll be able to see the game. I'm just not going to be able to see the game physically in my house.
That's why whenever I make friends with someone, I make them sign a disclaimer saying that they won't get married during the football season. So I'm not missing matches for weddings.
And baby showers. Oh, my God. Our fourth team must have had about 6 baby showers in the last 5 months, 4 months.
I thought that was girls go to that. Boys go to that. I've never been to a baby shower.
No, I wouldn't go to a baby shower in my life, bath time.
I just have to bloody pay for the things. Yeah, but I don't even go.
And that's what I would have done. But obviously they're going there to be, you know how it is. I said, you know, they're in love and they want to be, you know what it's like in the
Your
beginning.
woman has a baby. Big deal. Why
Yeah,
do I? I
it's
don't
just,
understand why I have to finance
and
the
the fact that
celebrations.
the fact that there's not playing football for the day to do it, it makes it even worse. Grow some balls. Tell her to have it on a bloody Sunday.
Oh, that's what you mean. So the player says to you, oh, "I'm unavailable this weekend."
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, yeah. Not my team.
Really?
Not my team. The fourth
Yeah.
team that have come in. Yep. A lot of them, they've had. I'm sure there's been 5 baby showers in the last 6 or 7 weeks where he's had players unavailable, and because they all know each other, you know, you have yours, and I'm expecting you to come to mine. Get it done on a Sunday. Get it done on a Sunday when we don't play football.
Yeah. Like, where do you two know each other from? Oh, from football. What day's that?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you. Jesus.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but shout out to everyone who's having children. Good luck. good luck to you.
And going to showers. It's not a diss. It's not a diss
Yeah.
at all. Go to the baby showers. It's just a bit of an inconvenient, you know.
Yeah, let us know if you think that a baby born today, if it will go to space, like Katy Perry, but apparently not like Neil Armstrong. I reckon they will. Like, I'm not going to space. Absolute waste of time.
Nope. For 11 minutes of magic. No, thank you very much.
Oh, it's the whole thing though. It's like a trip or something. Like, genuinely, go to Italy instead. You can get out. You can go and look at the Colosseum or something. Watch a bit of football. Get back. You go into space. You know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even.
You go Italy. I go Amsterdam.
Different. Yeah. Would you go in like, you know, that thing that blew up with when they went to the Titanic or something, like submersible? Would you go like?
I can't even swim. I can't swim.
Neither. I'm not a very good swimmer.
I went jet ski. I can't swim, and I went jet skiing. Don't ask. Don't ask.
Did you do well?
I made sure that I didn't fall in.
We just go very, very slowly.
No, I was really, the first 2 years that I did it, I was really, really quick, and then the third year, I think all of the fear. Maybe I got a little bit old. I think I probably had my daughter by then. All of a sudden, I started thinking about sharks and stuff in the water, and maybe the life jacket not working. But so much stuff went through my head. It was like, what the fuck is? And then I haven't been anywhere near it.
That's the last time you were on a jet ski.
Yeah, and
but
that was.
You said you did it for 2 years.
I
assume you
2
did this
different
on
holidays. Yeah, 2 different holidays. Yeah, 2 different holidays. And the third holiday, I went, and the fear just, for whatever reason, the fear just kicked in, man. And I haven't been anywhere near water since. And this was 31. That's 26 years ago. Went Jamaica. Didn't go nowhere near the water. I stayed right on the side. Pardon?
Would you ever go to Australia? Because if you're scared of sharks and things, so Australia is, I mean, that's life on hard mode. Everything is like out for you.
No, I won't go there. So unless the shark's going to be walking in the outback, mate, I ain't going to be seeing.
No, but like spiders.
Spiders don't bother me. Spiders don't bother me. Rats and mice. Ooh, don't give me that. But spiders and ants snakes. And all. And my daughter's got a snake. I don't look at it. It wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me.
It has to pay its rent.
But I just don't like them. But I don't do rats and mice. Forget it, bruv. Yeah, straight up. Rats and mice. If the missus ain't doing it, boy, we're going to have to get some people in. No chance. Absolutely no chance.
Get scared of plague. That's my big fear of rats in cities.
To be fair, I've never thought about it. I just don't like them. I don't like what they do. And pigeons. I just think they're flying rats.
Sorry, I've been distracted by the idea.
Yeah, I know. No,
not that, but I'm thinking about. Do you know the one about pigeons aren't real? Have you heard that theory?
Is this from? Oh God! Don't tell it to me on.
All right. Do you know what?
I tell you what. No, save it. What I want to do guys in the chat, remember when Yabba comes on, just ask him about pigeons. I'm gonna forget in it. I want to hear him explain this to me.
One day, right? If the season's over on Thursday, I'm gonna put it to a vote that we just go carte blanche on random stuff that we've spoken about backstage, like Dora's Easter celebration that I heard about yesterday, which was I died laughing. It's one of the funniest things I've heard.
But she has to be on it to defend herself.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's I have absolutely no.
Well, it wasn't the real one that made me laugh. It was the one that I made up. Like the real one was just the icing on the cake.
You're talking about 21 seconds, are you?
No, about like the egg and the piñata.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, look, we're not going out on Thursday, but if we are, then yeah, our reaction is going to be nothing to do with the show, guys. Absolutely, absolutely.
It's going to be about did the moon landings happen, who built the pyramid, and who the mud people are, or whatever they were called. We got a lack of not shit, man. This is getting crazy.
Man. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool, man.
All right.
Wood pigeons are better than city pigeons. Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Wood pigeons. Okay. What's this? Remind me to tell you of me sliding down a grass banks as a kid. Is this the one bit of exercise you did, Andrew?
Yes. Right. So this last, sorry. Yes.
I cannot believe that I'm not the most mental person on this channel. It's absolutely ridiculous, to be honest.
Look
at this. Andrew slid down a grass bank and shat himself.
Oh, Christ.
He's pissed himself this year. Right. Tomorrow, it might be very, very, very late tomorrow because we're going to be watching Champions League football. So I don't want no bollocks about, they're late and stuff like that. Oh my God, it's like Stig of the Dump or something like that. And it's extraordinary. Oh, this is such a farce. What a load of fucking bollocks.
Right. These people, they're all mad. We've got a channel full of nuts as well, though, I swear.